What's up, guys? It's your girl Matt Cox with Maccouture Crafting. This video is very, very special to me because I really believe in using quilt labels. Your quilt is not complete unless you put a quilt label on it. When you don't label your quilts, they get passed on or thrown out or whatever, and when people come across them, they don't know who it was made for, what family it came from, why. I just feel like we are in a day and age where there is too much technology for us not to take advantage of that with our quilting. So I'm going to show you how to put a QR code, and you guys have seen QR codes. They're the little squares with all the pixelations and stuff where you can scan it with your phone and it'll take you someplace, maybe to a video, maybe to a website, wherever you want it to take you. I'll show you how to do that, and also use a Spotify. Spotify is a music app, and you can scan that with your phone also, and it'll take you to a specific song. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. This all comes from my Beauty and the Beast quilt. That quilt is super cool because when you scan it, it plays the Beauty and the Beast song. And also I was able to embed a video message. So the same way that I am recording now, I was able to record a special message to the person, to the recipient of the quilt. How cool is that? Your grandkids, your spouse, just something super great. So if you think reading a quilt label gives you the warm and fuzzies, wait till your people call you crying because they saw the video and all that. It's just different, you know, it's on a different level. Again, there's so much technology out there. Let's go ahead and incorporate that into our quilts nowadays, and let's make sure that our stories are not being lost because we did not label our quilts. So again, I'm super passionate about quilt labels. You gotta do something. And again, your quilt's not finished until you put a label on it. All right, if this sounds interesting, please keep watching. And if you haven't done so already, like, comment, and subscribe, and check out the Beauty and the Beast quilt. All right, bye-bye. Okay, so this is not difficult. At the end of the day, really a QR code and a Spotify code are just imported in as pictures. You can save them as JPEGs or PNGs and plop them wherever you want. And that's pretty much the gist of it. But I'm going to walk you through how I create my whole quilt label on Word. So I'm importing a picture. So you go to the insert section and insert picture. And this is a paper that I purchased off Etsy. You can Google stuff and get it, but then you run into copyright issues and stuff like that. I actually put a picture of the Beauty and the Beast on the Beauty and the Beast. And, you know, if I were selling that, that would not go over well because that would be me putting Disney, their artwork on my artwork. It's a mess. So I suggest you buy some backgrounds or frames or pictures, whatever you want. But because I'm also testing this for color fastness, I wanted to grab something with a ton of color, and I'm a rainbow girl, and it's Pride Month, so yay. So I imported that picture and then sized it, and now I'm putting a square on top of it. So now I inserted a shape, and I'm going to turn this shape white at some point. I'm sizing it now to kind of get it where I want it, figure out how I want it to look. This label measures, I think it's 4 by 5. It's either 4 by 5 or 4 by 4. They are not big. Sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small. That's the beauty of it. If you want to maximize your paper, or this fabric paper that I use, these printables, you can cut them down and run them through your printer, you know, as smaller cards, or you can do like I do. I usually have a couple quilts going at one time at the long armor, so I get my stuff ready so that they're ready to go when the binding goes on, because your quilt is not finished until you put a label on it. So now I'm inserting a text box on top of this. And you can put a text box just about anywhere on the sheet. So that's lovely. And I didn't want you guys to watch me typing that out. So I make sure to have at least my name, the date, and I put the title of the quilt. This is the Penless website. You can see right there, it's penless.com. And to the right, kind of to the center to the right, you'll see where it says downloads. And that is where we are going to go. It's a cute website. They have these as stickers that you can buy that they'll mail to you, but the download works perfectly fine. And here are some of the options that we have for the downloads. I mean, just about anything you can think of. Cheerleading, sports, regular shapes, my suggestion is that you use one that is black or super dark. The black ones scan the best. And really, although you can size these because they're PNGs and SVGs, I really don't suggest going smaller than 2 by 2, maybe even 2.5 by 2.5. Like don't be scared to really put that sucker on the back so that it's easier to scan. Because remember, we're printing this out on fabric. And I found that the best results come from the darkest ones. Like that black one right there scans perfectly. And especially the larger you make it, the better it's going to be. It doesn't need to be a whole 8.5 by 11, but a nice size like 4 by 4. When you buy them as stickers, I think they're probably like 2.5 by 2.5, maybe 2 by 2. They're not huge as stickers, but they are pretty, it's easier. It's better. I mean, it's common sense. Like, the bigger it is, the easier it'll be to scan. And I went ahead and scrolled through the majority of these so that you guys could see it, just because they're so cool and there are just so many different options. And again, this website is Penless, Penless, P like Paul.com. For those of you who aren't watching and just have me on in the background. So you're going ahead and select the one that you want, add it to your cart. I chose the rainbow one because, I'm me. And then you're going to proceed to checkout. And again, I'm sending this through with printable paper from Threads. I will link it in the description bar for sure. And then you're going to download your zip. And it will download, you'll get two different ones. You'll get a PNG and an SVG. So then you're going to insert it the same way that we insert that other picture. You're going to go to Insert. Then you're going to go to Pictures. And then you're going to find it. And figure out if you want to do the PNG or the JPEG. For Word, JPEG works perfectly fine. If you were going to put it in Cricut or something, you could do a PNG. And now we're going to be sure that you layer this by going up into the right-hand side under your Format tab. And you want to be sure that it's going in front of your text because you want to put it on top. You want to put it on that very top layer. And you can use the height and width in the top right corner to size it. Again, the best size for this really would be larger than 2.5 by 2.5. What I should have done is put it dead center, made it larger, and then put the Spotify code right underneath it. But hey, you live and you learn. So I'm deciding where I want the rainbow to go. And eventually I decide to move it all the way to the right because it flows better over there. And I fidget with it and wiggle with it till I feel like it's lined up nicely. You can rotate it. You can just treat it like a picture in Word. Nice and easy. Nothing too crazy or special here. And I like the ones that are on a white background too. It's just easier for your printer to print it and read it and all the things. And be sure that it's sitting in front of everything. That's important too. And I'm fidgeting, and I thought that I had cut all this out, so you guys are watching me fidget. You guys know how it goes when you're trying to place stuff just right. You want to blow it up sometimes, stretch it out, shrink it back. And while I was doing this, I was testing this with my camera on the computer screen to make sure that it would scan. You can do that, actually. If it's big enough, it will scan from your phone on your computer just to test it prior to you printing it out. So now we're on the Spotify website. So I'm just going to search, and this Spotify has free options, so don't worry. I'm going to search, and I decided to grab Hummingbird by Leslie Odom Jr. That's my jam. And when you go to the songs, you'll see those 3 dots all the way to the right. And you're going to click share, and then you're going to copy the song link. You can do this on your cell phone also. It doesn't have to be done on a computer. Copy the song link. Then you're going to go, and I'm just typing it in just to be sure that I got the right one, and I might have been playing the song because I really do like the song. I like it so much. So again, the three dots to the right, copy song link, got it. Now we're going to go to spotifycodes.com. This is what it should look like. You are going to paste that code in that bar and then hit get Spotify code. It's just that simple. And then you have some options. Like right now, it's got that black background with the white bar. I want a white background with the black bar. So I played with it until I changed the background color to white. And then you can change the bar color to black. It works the other way too, but this is the way that I prefer to scan, and I get the best results this way. Again, your phone on fabric likes to pull in that black. And you get to pick what kind of format you want to save it in. And I chose to save it in a JPEG. And then you hit download and bam, you got it. So then you can open it. And whatever your computer opens it in, no big deal. You can save it as a JPEG. So this is me saving it as a JPEG. You can also copy that sucker just the way it is and paste it in too. So we are saving it, and then you're going to import this in the exact same way that we did the other picture. So you're going to go to Insert, and then you're going to hit Pictures, and then you're going to insert a picture, and there it is. You're going to be sure that this sits on top, so you're going to go to that top right-hand corner where it says wrap text, and you're going to put in front of text. You're going to shrink it down so that it fits. And with this, I get really good luck. Like, you can make this pretty small. Spotify will grab it so quickly. Now, you do have to be in the Spotify app. In the search, you hit search, and it has a camera option, and that's where you can scan it. And it's fun. It's a surprise if they don't know what they're going to get or what song you've chosen for them. It's just fun. Fun, fun, fun. And then as they're sitting there cuddled up under their quilt, they can hear the music that you chose. And how cool would it be if you and your spouse had a song, a special song? Or how cool would it be if you had a song that you've recorded? Just so many different options. The many, many, many options. Now, for all of my quilts, I number them. So I know exactly how many quilts I've done thus far. And this little baby one right here happens to be number 31. So I always hide the number somewhere in like the background. So you really don't know it's there. It's just a happy little surprise. The people who know, know. So this little quilt that is staying with me is number 31. And I take the background out of it. So you just insert a text box, shrink it down, and then under the format right there, it says shape fill. So I do no fill. I do no outline. And I just hide the number somewhere. I think it's a fun little surprise. If anybody is ever looking, they'll probably say, I wonder what this was. Nope, they'll know. It's a little 31. And you see where I'm putting it? Like super random. I did like a Disney one and it's hidden like in Goofy's hat, so on and so forth. So I, again, like to do a couple at a time. Maybe you want to do a couple at a time. Maybe, you want to do one that's just consistent all the time. So I duplicated it, shrunk it down, and I'm running a test on this. So I'm going to run these through the washer a few different times. And I'm going to run them through the washer with rhinestones on them so I can see how this fabric really does hold up. I know what they claim on the back of the label, but I really wanted to know if it really would stand up against being washed continuously. And you know what, guys? It does. The best way to do it is to wash it in cold water. However, I heat set some stones on here. I E6000 some stones on here. I washed one 6 times in both hot and cold water. And the black fabric, the black dye stays perfectly. Like the black dye, I mean, it fades a little bit, but the black dye is on there. The colors did fade on all of them, but not super bad by a long shot with the cold water. Thanks for watching.